GQ Korea staff fell silent. Kim Taehyung's hidden skills behind the photo shoot that no one expected. Hello everyone. And welcome back to the channel. BTS fans. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing. Not because we chase numbers. Not because we race against time. And not because we want to be the loudest voice. But because stories about BTS, especially stories about Kim Taehyung, were never meant to be told briefly. Stories like this need distance. They need silence. And they need patience. To be truly felt. There is one thing that is often forgotten in the modern entertainment industry. That magic rarely happens in the most visible places. We fixate on the final result. The perfect photo. The sharp gaze. The visuals that go viral. But we rarely ask, how was that moment born? And on the day of the GQ Korea photo shoot, that answer slowly revealed itself. Not through grand statements. Not through official announcements. But through small moments of silence. Behind the scenes. That day was supposed to unfold like any other. An editorial photo shoot. A tight schedule. A professional team. Everyone knew their role. GQ Korea is not a small name. They have worked with countless major figures. People who know exactly how to stand in front of a camera. And Kim Taehyung arrived without carrying excessive expectations. He did not enter as V of BTS, demanding attention. He entered as Kim Taehyung. Calm. Polite. Almost quiet. And yet, right there, something already felt different. As he stepped onto the set, he did not immediately stand at the center. He walked slowly. His eyes moved to every corner of the room. He observed the lights. The shadows. The way the light touched the walls. And fell onto the floor. As if he were reading the space itself. One staff member whispered softly. He's not waiting for direction. He's understanding the room. When the camera was finally directed at him, Taehyung did not pose right away. He paused. Took a breath. Relaxed his shoulders. Adjusted his body's rhythm to match the atmosphere around him. And when he moved, it was never loud. It was intentional. Every change in expression came without rush. Every pose felt like a continuation of the one before it. Unbroken. Unforced. A GQ Korea photographer later admitted, usually, we shoot to find the moment. With Taehyung, the moment finds us. What made the staff fall silent was not only the visuals. It was his control. Taehyung knew when to move. He knew when to stop. He understood that silence could be stronger than dramatic movement. He did not try to steal the camera's attention. He allowed the camera to discover him. And in that moment, a realization quietly spread among the staff. This was not just natural talent. This was understanding. That hidden skill became even clearer. When the session paused, the lights dimmed, the cameras lowered, the staff adjusted the set. At moments like these, most models step away. They take distance. They retreat into their own world. Taehyung did the opposite. He stepped closer. He stood beside the photographer. Looked at the photos on the small screen. He did not comment on how he looked. He commented on the story. This part feels quiet, he said softly. And maybe that's a good thing. He asked about the editorial concept. About the emotion they wanted to capture. About the feeling they hoped would remain. After the reader closed the magazine, not as a global star, but as a creative collaborator. And what surprised the staff? His questions were sharp, uncommon, not superficial. A GQ Korea editor said. He asked questions like someone who understands visual art, not someone who simply appears in it. At times, Taehyung offered small suggestions, not instructions, not demands, just gentle observations. If we pause for a moment before the next shot, the emotion might feel deeper. And when they tried it, the result changed. Not dramatically, but profoundly. More honest. And slowly, the staff began exchanging glances. There was admiration that didn't need words. The shoot continued, but the atmosphere had shifted. There was no pressure, no frantic rush against time. Everyone worked at a slower rhythm, because everyone understood. This was no longer about producing many photos. It was about creating one truthful moment. And Taehyung understood that better than anyone. Midway through the session, there was a small moment that almost went unnoticed. Taehyung stood still, lights on, camera ready. But he didn't move. Seconds passed. No one told him to. And when the shutter finally clicked, that frame became one of the strongest images chosen. A staff member whispered, "He knows that stillness can be a statement." As the day drew to a close, when the shoot was nearly finished, there was no usual exhaustion in the air. Instead, there was a warm silence, like the feeling after a piece of art that touches too deeply to be discussed right away. Staff packed up equipment. Lights turned off one by one. Taehyung thanked everyone, individually, sincerely. And before leaving, he bowed slightly. A simple gesture that left a lasting impression. After he left, the room didn't immediately come alive. Some staff sat quietly. Others stared at the monitors. And finally, someone spoke. "We thought today would be just another photo shoot." They paused. But instead, we witnessed someone who truly understands what a moment means. This is Kim Taehyung's hidden skill. Not just charisma. Not just visuals. Not just fame. But the ability to be fully present. To understand that art is not always about performing. Sometimes, art is about knowing when to be still. And that is why, on that day, the GQ Korea staff did not applaud. They fell silent, because they knew they had just worked with someone who didn't simply stand in front of the camera, but someone who truly brought the entire space to life.